بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Surah Maaoon, last time we reached until the 5th ayat of Surah Maaoon out of 7. Last time we started off by mentioning regarding the positive reinforcement and the negative reinforcement, how the style of the Quran which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses in the way He speaks to people, the listeners and the readers that are reading the Quran and listening to the Quran. In the previous surah we had the positive reinforcement of Surah Quraysh telling them the bounties, and in this surah is more of a negative reinforcement saying, look what you have done, look at how you are, what are your qualities, you deny the day of reckoning, look how you treat in private regarding the orphan, how you push them away, how you abuse them, how you don't care for them in private, and then look how you do in public, that you don't look after the miskin, you don't look after the poor people, you don't even encourage looking after the poor people and feeding them, even though it's theirs, it's their food, they are, it's your responsibility to give it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about different things regarding this. We also mentioned regarding a certain usul and a certain principle. Usually it's to do with the rights of Allah and the rights of people. And they're joint together. If you have the rights of Allah, your salah, all of the things which is the worship connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these are your rights of Allah. And then you have the rights of the creation. So the rights of the creation are such where you're looking after the people. It's your interaction with the people. How is that? Are you abusing them? Are you giving them the rights? Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's the community, all of these different things. How do you treat the people? All of this is now connected with each other. Your rights of Allah and the rights of creation, they're both connected. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about regarding how if you're going to be if you're abusing or if you're disrespecting the rights of the creation, that means in some sort of manner you're going to be taking away the rights of Allah, or you're not fulfilling the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also the same way vice versa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions regarding the miskin and how they don't even treat the miskin, and remember this is openly saying it to them. It's because they've got a different agenda with their money regarding the rich and treating the rich in a different way and treating the poor in a different way. The injustice is there, the oppression is there. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls them out regarding this and saying you can't even look after them, you can't even encourage the poor. So this is the first half of the surah. In the next half of the surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the qualities of the hypocrites and also some of the qualities that we sometimes find inside of ourselves. And these are questions put forward. Remember this, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks to people, addresses people, is that He asks questions. Once Allah asks questions, it makes a person think, it makes a person reflect, it makes a person ponder. And this is where a person finds himself, finds the reasons why he's doing certain actions, and then tries to correct it. So Allah sometimes doesn't give a direct command, direct towards something, to do something. But sometimes He leaves questions, and then it's talking generally, and sometimes it hits a person personally. So Allah does this, and it's one of the styles of the Quran. Allah then mentions regarding فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ, destruction upon those people that perform Salah. And now who is it talking about? The explanation of those people, it comes with explanation for those people that are neglecting their Salah. And we mentioned regarding the Salah and the importance of Salah. The importance of Salah is not in their hearts. They neglect it in a certain manner which they don't give it importance. And this is something which we can also relate to. I can also relate to. Where sometimes in certain circumstances we delay our salah to the end time, or we delay it and we give importance to whatever is according to the dunya, according to our job, according to our family, and we delay the salah. In certain circumstances, when we're outside and we go outside, what happens is that we want to pray salah. So what do we say? Oh, let's pray our salah very quickly so we can relax and eat. There's the priority. We've given the priority to do something quickly and get it out of the way, and then aram say we'll eat and be content in that manner. Our mind should be, or how should our mind be? Should it be in a manner where it is quickly the food where the priority lies, or quickly the salah where the priority lies? Which one is it? So this is something to reflect on and ponder over. What do we do regarding our salah? Is it something where we give it importance, or do we give other things importance over our salah? And this is one of the main aspects and ways of connecting with Allah. Yet, are we putting it back, or are we putting it at the front of our list? And a list of priorities, do we give salah first, or do we base everything around our salah and our prayer? Or do we base it around other things and fit in our prayer somewhere? So this is something to also think about and ponder over. Also, he mentions regarding sahun. Sahun is الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. So الَّذِينَ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. Yes, last time we mentioned regarding the importance of salah, regarding the other prophets. The other prophets mentioned was Musa alayhi salam, and when he met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and talked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of the things that was mentioned by Allah to Musa alayhi salam was, establish the salah for my dhikr, for my remembrance. So this is one of the reasons why we give importance to salah. On top of that, another ayat mentions in Surah A'raf, Inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alameen, that we give our death, our life is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But also in that sentence, at the beginning of that ayah, Allah mentioned Inna salati, my salah, my prayer, that comes first. Before my life, before my death, my prayer comes first. Allah mentions it in this order. Why? To show its importance. In another part of the Quran, Allah mentions as salah, as iman. لِيُضِيعَ إِيمَانَكُمْ. Don't waste your salah, even though it says your iman, but because your iman rests inside of the heart. Because our salah, iman rests inside of the heart, our salah should also rest inside of the heart. It's an act which is to do with the heart. It's not just about the act of the body, the physical body with your arms and your back and your legs and your knees and your head and so forth. But it's to do with the heart as well. Your heart should be attached to your prayer. So don't be like those people. Are we going to be like those people that are going to be neglectful in our salah, that are going to cause things happening in our salah which cause it to be unacceptable in Allah's standards? And we mentioned also regarding the woodpecker and how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned the woodpecker, like how he puts his beak up and down and he pecks at the wood and so forth. So then when we go into salah and we in salah, we go up and down like a woodpecker. Are we going to be like that, or are we going to be something which is going to be more of a situated, standardized, systemized way, where we're feeling our salah in every single action that we're doing, in every single position that we're doing? We're making ta'dili arkan. Ta'dili arkan is to be doing your position slowly, correctly, according to its rights. So this is how we should be doing our salah. It shouldn't be last minute, it should be done at the proper time. It shouldn't be done quickly, it should be done with feeling and with emotion and with concentration as well. At the same time, if you look at Surah Muzammil, in Surah Muzammil, you show that the da'wah, the da'wah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is one of his jobs, to make da'wah and to spread the message out. Regarding the spread of the message, in Surah Muzammil, when he was given this message to spread out, Allah mentions, Ya ayyuhal muzammil. First command is, Qum al-layla illa qalila. Stand at night time and pray. Stand at night time and pray. Before the da'wah, before spreading the message, you must keep your prayer. You must stand up and make your prayer. So this is now given even more importance over da'wah. So many things are given importance and so many things are mentioned isharatan, indicating towards, look what's the important thing. Your da'wah has no basis, it has no power, it's got no power source and no energy without your salah, without your dua, without your dhikr and remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why it's so important for ourselves to ponder. Am I giving da'wah without making dhikr? Am I giving da'wah without, am I being incongruent? Is my words saying one thing and my actions doing another? What's going on? Why am I not congruent? Why is my words not going along with my actions? So all of these things, you got to face reality and say, my salah should be of a quality, which is of the standards which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala must accept. It must be accepted by Allah, and that's how it should be. So having that, remember this, when you're coming to concentration in salah, some of the tips is that when the adhan goes off and you hear Allahu Akbar, or the iqamah, and you heard these words, usually in the past, you had the bazaars, you had the marketplaces in Arabia, and when the adhan used to be called, they used to stop their business. They used to stop everything and then go towards salah. What was that? It was mentally preparing them, focusing them. So focusing on all of these regarding concentration, that I'm going to go and stand in front of my Creator. I'm going to stand in front of Allah and I need to concentrate. Just like how, sometimes we come late for salah, we're rushing to do wudu, we're trying to make the first saf, we're trying to make the first rakat, and then we're rushing, just come from work, we're parking up, we park wrong, we come to the masjid. This is happening. Our mind is not correct. How about this? Coming early for salah, sitting down, contemplating, sitting, making dhikr of Allah, calming yourself down, saying the words of Allah, and then starting salah. Your mind is already thinking about Allah. Just like in certain circumstances, we find that at night time, when, let's say, a person is now playing games, or he's watched something on his phone or the TV or something. As soon as that happens, you switch off the TV, the phone, and then you go to sleep. What happens in the sleep straight away is you're thinking of what you just saw. You're thinking of what you saw. Why? Because it has an effect straight away. In the same way, how about, why don't we sit down before salah, take a moment, think about what we're doing, think about we're standing in front of Allah, make some dhikr, think about the adhan and what you have just said, Allah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, come to success, come to salah, all of these things, thinking about Allah, then going into salah, automatically you're going to be thinking about Allah. The concentration from the beginning is there. At least is there from the beginning. And then there's different ways of now controlling that niyat and intention and motives and concentration and focus during that time in salah as well. Thinking about the words, thinking about Allah, thinking about Jannah, thinking about Jahannam, thinking about death. All of these things to keep our focus in that boundary of salah. So this is some tips to remind us regarding what should do in the salah. Now remember this, Allah mentions here in this ayat, الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. عن صلاتهم. Allah mentions here عن صلاتهم, يعني who neglect. These are the people that about their salah or regarding their salah they're neglectful. Not in their salah they're neglectful. Allah didn't say في صلاتهم, in their salah. Allah didn't mention in your salah you're neglectful, because a lot of us fall to pray in our salah that our mind goes here, our mind goes to this place, to that place in salah. So Allah said, no, destruction is not upon those people that sometimes lose their mind in salah, they lose their focus. It's not about that. It's those ones who are about their salah and the importance of salah they don't give. They don't give, and their actions are showing that. It's about, so in your salah you're okay. You will lose moments. Even the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had his moments where he maybe forgot what was next in salah, or he made a mistake in his salah, so someone corrected him from behind. Like the story of Ubay bin Ka'b radiyallahu anh. He was a companion. He was sitting, he was in salah behind Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A mistake was made. Whether he said it during the salah or after salah, I can't remember. But it was said to him at that time, because there was he forgot something in his salah. So this happens to us. It's human nature. So Allah didn't mention the destruction for those people. It's about how you deal with the salah and your importance given and being neglectful in that manner. Allah mentions regarding this. So this was regarding regarding our salah and concentration and so forth. In the next ayat number 6, Allah also talks about destruction for those people that pray salah and those do it who are ostentatious. Yani they have riya. They want to show off. Think about ourselves. If someone walks in, we're praying our salah, maybe it's our parents, maybe it's someone you admire, maybe it's someone you think that they're pious and so forth, and they pray and they come in and then you're praying. Does your back go straighter? Does your focus go more? Does your devotion get... What's happening? What's the state of our heart? Is it something which is changing? Alright, if it is, then why is it changing? What was your motives? What was your intentions from the beginning? Why has it changed during? If it does, think again. Go over your intention again. Go over your motives again. This is for Allah. And concentrate again. Try to blank them out, let's say. Focus, take that focus away from whatever's outside focus and try to focus in your salah. And this is how it's working. So, yes, you will try to forget different things in salah. It will happen to you. It's about how you come back. And you come back. And you come back. And you refocus. And you refocus. And you refocus. And that battle that you have in salah. And that battle that, you know what? Someone came in, my heart just changed a bit and I'm trying to do something differently. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm doing it for Allah. And you go like this in your mind. And you focus and you focus and you focus. Shaitan comes at you and you focus and you go focus and you focus. That battle there, that battle that you're having and you're focusing on trying to focus in salah and you're refocusing. This is a battle in itself. And this is now a jihad, a war that you're having inside of yourself, which will be rewarded duly by Allah. Rewarded duly by Allah. Because you're battling to save your salah and the concentration. So this is why it's very important for all of us to try and do this. But riyah comes in. So Allah mentioned those that do these good deeds like performing salah and so forth, to showing off. Then remember this, that Allah mentions those people. Those people, then those people. It's for emphasis. It's given that repetition for emphasis. It's to do with something like this. So remember this, that when in public their actions of salah change and the showing off comes and the different motives comes and the corrupt intentions. Those are the people that will get this destruction by Allah. And he mentions here that the hypocrisy of the unbelievers, and the hypocrisy of the believers. You find two types: hypocrisy of the unbelievers and the hypocrisy of the believers. We are believers. Sometimes in certain circumstances, our actions don't go with our words. So it's very important to know it's there. Be self-aware. So are we self-aware? That what's happening to me? Why is this happening? Why have I got this emotion? Why am I feeling this way? And reflecting and pondering over this. If a person does this, he can challenge the disease quickly of showing off and so forth. So in here, if I'm giving a speech, if I'm saying something in front of people, what's my intention? I gotta know that, oh, my intention's changed because someone's put a like on my Facebook post. Or someone's retweeted. Oh, why is my heart changed? It should be the exact same as before. If there's one person watching, or if there's 0 people watching, it should be the exact same. This is the test of sincerity. And that's why it's so important to have this sincerity and focusing on the sincerity of Allah regarding Allah. Now, remember this, that at home, now we're in at home. So what is the situation at home is that because we're praying at home, sometimes we have wife, we have kids, we have different people watching us and so forth. So renewing our intentions, but we're reading as a family. If we're reading as a family and so forth, then we gotta be wary of regarding showing off. Remember this, usually praise doesn't come at home. Your wife's not gonna praise you for how good your salah is. You don't get praise from your wives and like this. So don't worry about that too much. At least you're gonna be a role model. So don't think of, you know what, I'm not gonna do the salah at home because I'm not gonna do the sunnah prayer at home or the nafal prayer or the optional prayer at home because you know what, they're going to watch me and I'm going to feel like I'm full of pride and showing off. That shouldn't stop you from doing the sunnah and the nafal prayers and the optional prayers at all. You should continue doing it and be a role model for your siblings, for your family members, for your children and so forth. You're going to be a role model and that's why it should be and so forth. So sometimes in the masjid you're feeling a different way, at home you're feeling a different way. No, don't be afraid of this. Focus on it, work on it and then be at it in a certain way and be on the ball. And remember this, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions regarding riyah and showing off, that it is more difficult to catch than a black ant on a black stone on a dark night. That's how you catch riyah. You got to be on the ball. You got to be saying, oh, what's going on? So being self-aware is important. Being self-aware is very important. What's happening to me? Why am I feeling this way? Why has my actions changed? Why has my tone changed? So all of this is now very important to do as well. And remember, this is the beginning of the surah. It mentions regarding crimes against the people in public and in private, regarding the yatim and regarding the miskin. And then he talks about the crimes upon Allah and how we neglect our salah and so forth. Now it comes to the next ayah comes to back to the people again. So it's people, then it comes to Allah, then the rights of the people. So this last ayat, it talks about, remember, this is inseparated. It's intertwined, the rights of Allah and the rights of the creation. So and finding that right balance of good worship and good character is very important. The last ayat Allah mentions here, وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ, and who refuse to give and assist with even minor articles, or something which is shay'un qaleel, something so small, and you even don't, you're so miserly, you can't even give something so small. That's what Allah says about these people. Well, you can't even give. Example is that you go to your next door neighbor, you want an onion, you want some salt. He goes, no, I don't want to give you salt. Something so small, a pen. Can I borrow a pen, please? No. You don't want to give something so small. So this is now alludes towards quite a few things. It's small, it's insignificant. They don't even give this. So what happens is that, these are shareable items and spoons and onions and pens and so forth. So Allah asks so little. Remember this, that this is alluding towards what? If you can't give something so small, what about that small amount of zakat? It's 2.5%. You're keeping 97.5% of your money. Allah's asking so small. 2.5%. You're keeping 90. Allah says, don't worry, you can keep 97%. 97.5%. So he mentions regarding this. So why don't we do something which is, or we think about, what, it's a small amount, let's give it. Just like it's a small amount, we give pens, we give our neighbor some small things. So in the same way, our zakat should be of a similar level. Remember, it was small for the Sahaba. Sahaba hardly had anything, but yet they still used to give. They used to give the zakat in abundance. So if you can't give something so small like a pen, then how are you supposed to give zakat? That's what Allah is alluding towards here. And remember this, that praying, these worships of the creation and dealing with the creation, giving of zakat, this softens the heart. This is what we want. We want to soften our hearts. Once our hearts are soft, things are easy, penetrable. Things can penetrate easy into the heart. Hard hearts makes it hard to understand. Soft hearts makes it easy to understand. So do we have a soft heart, or do we have a hard heart? Our actions that we're doing, is it causing it to be soft, or is it making it harder? What am I doing if I have a hard heart? If I have a soft heart, how am I keeping it soft? So these are some of the questions that we need to try and go over as well. It's a test against our iman. Remember this, that when you give money, prayer is, you don't see the reward straight away. Okay, it's a test on our iman of the akhirah. Our belief in the akhirah is that we get rewarded in the hereafter. So it's a test of our iman, of the ghaib, of the unseen. Same with zakat. Sometimes we don't see the recipient and we don't see where our money goes, but we know we give it in zakat. But we don't get anything back straight away. So the whole point is, our iman of the akhirah should increase. And this whole surah, these questions come and arise. So what are we doing about it? How is our level of iman? If it's low, what are we doing about it? If it's higher, how do we keep going higher and higher? So these are some of the lessons. We ask Allah subhanahu to give us ability to act upon what has been said. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanallah bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. We'll finish on a small dua, inshallah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Ya Allah, we ask for the hasana and the goodness in this dunya. And we ask for hasana and goodness in the akhirah as well. Ya Allah, we ask for protection from the fire. We ask for protection from the evils of the grave. And we ask for protection from that day is to come. The Qiyamah, the day where you resurrect all of us. And be terrified. Ya Allah, grant us sukoon, grant us peace, satisfaction and happiness on that day and enter into paradise. Ya Allah, enter us all into paradise in a way where we are happy and you are happy with us. Ya Allah, let us enjoy paradise without ever entering or even looking at Jahannam. Ya Allah, make it such that we are doing certain actions and becoming congruent towards whatever you are asking us for. Ya Allah, make our actions and our words be on the same level. Ya Allah, let us fulfill the rights of the creation, our wives, our spouses, our parents, our children, our family members, our community. Ya Allah, make us fulfill the rights of the creation, and Ya Allah, make us fulfill your rights as well. Ya Allah, your rights cannot be fulfilled perfectly. Ya Allah, give us the ability and the tawfiq to make as much as effort as possible, as much as effort as physically possible. Ya Allah, accept our du'as, our fasting, and everything that we were doing. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.